Are we truly so desperate for grit, so blinded by the ghosts of past playoff failures, that we would invite the very architect of our most agonizing heartbreak into the Toronto Maple Leafs locker room? Have we, as a fan base, not endured enough? Just when the promise of a new era, a tougher, more disciplined identity under Brad Treliving and Craig Berube begins to glimmer on the horizon, a familiar, unsettling name surfaces, threatening to drag us back into the murky waters of nostalgia over genuine progress. The Toronto Maple Leafs, a franchise perpetually searching for that elusive ingredient to transform regular season brilliance into postseason glory, are once again at a critical juncture. The echoes of another embarrassing playoff exit still reverberate, a stark reminder that talent alone is insufficient. What's needed, many argue, is a healthy dose of physicality, tenacity, and that intangible playoff grit. But in the frenzied dance of NHL free agency, the pursuit of these qualities can lead down dangerous paths, none more perilous than the potential signing of a player whose very name conjures a visceral, almost primal reaction from a Leafs faithful. Corey Perry. Perry, a name that still commands attention and ignites debate across the hockey world, represents a certain brand of old-school hockey. He's the ultimate agitator, the master of the dark arts, a player who has consistently found ways to get under opponents' skin and contribute in the most crucial moments. His reputation as a playoff performer is undeniable, forged in the crucible of countless high-stakes battles. And for a team like the Maple Leafs, still haunted by the specter of postseason collapses, the temptation to bring in a player with his resume, a player who has been there and done that, must be immense. It's a siren song, promising the missing piece, the veteran presence who can finally push them over the hump. But let's strip away the romanticized notions and confront the cold, hard reality. Corey Perry is not the same player he once was. At 40 years old, his game, while still possessing flashes of his signature snarl, has visibly eroded. The foot speed, once a key component of his relentless forecheck and ability to draw penalties, has faded. In a league that is relentlessly trending towards faster, more skilled, and more agile players, particularly in the Eastern Conference, bringing in a player whose primary weakness is mobility isn't adding grit, it's adding a liability. The occasional reverse hit or the artful annoyance of an opponent into a penalty can only go so far when the puck is flying past you at warp speed. The Maple Leafs need players who can keep pace, who can contribute consistently within a high-tempo system, not those hoping to turn back the clock. This isn't a smart hockey decision, it's a desperate reach for a pass that no longer exists. Beyond the on-ice fit, which is tenuous at best, lies the far more complex and emotionally charged issue of Corey Perry's history with the Toronto Maple Leafs. For years, he has been cast as the ultimate villain in this city, a pantomime antagonist whose mere presence on the ice could ignite a fury in the stands. And while time may heal some wounds, the indelible image of that gut-wrenching collision with John Tavares in the 2021 playoffs, a moment that sent shivers down the spine of every Leafs fan and ultimately derailed a promising postseason run, remains etched into our collective memory. Bringing Perry into the locker room, into the very heart of this franchise, would be a jarring, almost sacrilegious act for many. It's not just about a player, it's about the narrative, the emotional connection fans have with their team. How do you reconcile the desire for grit with the lingering resentment of a player who, for so long, embodied everything you despised in an opponent? Furthermore, this isn't merely a fan sentiment issue. It clashes directly with the very identity the Maple Leafs are striving to forge. Under the new leadership of Brad Treliving and Craig Berube, the emphasis is on discipline, accountability, and a shift away from the soft label that has plagued them. Perry's hard-nosed, often controversial style, while effective in its own way, isn't exactly in sync with a team trying to become more disciplined and avoid unnecessary penalties. This is a team trying to shake off the ghosts of playoff failures to build a new, resilient culture. Inviting a living, breathing reminder of those very ghosts into the locker room feels less like a step forward and more like an act of self-sabotage, a confusing message to both the fan base and the players themselves. Then there's the cold, hard calculus of the salary cap. By all accounts, Corey Perry, after finding some late-career success, riding the coattails of two of the best hockey players on the planet in Edmonton, is looking for at least a 2-year deal. Even if the annual cap hit is relatively low, committing valuable cap space and roster spots to a 40-year-old on a multi-year deal is a precarious proposition. The Maple Leafs, with their core players already commanding significant salaries, operate under immense financial pressure. Every dollar, every roster spot must be maximized. A 2-year commitment to Perry would chew up valuable space that could and should be invested in younger, more dynamic players. Players who are still in their prime, players who can grow with the evolving core of this team, players who will be around when the Maple Leafs truly hit their peak, not ones hoping for one last shot at a cup before calling it a career. This isn't about disrespecting Corey Perry's career or his past accomplishments. He's had a remarkable journey, and there's no shame in that. But for the Toronto Maple Leafs, at this specific moment in their history, adding him would feel less like a genuine step forward and more like a desperate gimmick. It's a move born of anxiety, a short-sighted attempt to inject a perceived missing element without truly considering the long-term implications. The Maple Leafs need to look toward the future to build a sustainable contender, not chase the fading echoes of other teams' past glories or, worse, their own painful memories. The path to true success lies in calculated, strategic moves that align with a clear vision, not in emotional gambles on aging villains. So, Leafs Nation, what's your take on this potential signing? Do you believe Corey Perry still has what it takes to be a difference-maker for our team? Or is this a move the Maple Leafs must unequivocally avoid? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's hear your passion, your frustration, your hope for the future of this team. And if you agree that the Leafs need to look forward, not backward, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more unfiltered analysis on our beloved Maple Leafs.